Sanya, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi. Thank you for allowing me to join the event. I'm sorry I can't keep my camera on. I'm in Gangtok right now and the signal is really bad.
Okay.
Uh, so I am working as a data scientist at one of the American companies. It's a remote job that I'm pursuing right now. The reason I joined the meetup was I basically wanted to network more and see what's happening. Because in the daily routine, I'm not getting enough chance to stay connected with ML, and I wanted to know what's happening in the industry. I have recently completed a master's, like a second master's I did in data science and machine learning. So I recently completed that, and I'm like basically looking to move in those roles now. So
Okay, that's so interesting, Sanya. So based on your journey, Sanya, also we as I mentioned, we are having a free flow discussion. So based on your journey, technical journey, so how many years of experience do you have?
I have just 2 years of experience right now. Before this, I was in academia. I was a physicist.
Oh,
And I made this shift because, like after marriage, I did want to continue some, like in the same, like I basically wanted to something with a remote job. So, and this was an up and coming field. So I decided to like change my, like I took a total 180-degree detour into
wow.
data science and ML. So now I'm trying to keep up with the industry because I love to like keep learning and studying. So I do try to keep on top of things. So
That's interesting, and probably Elon Musk has made physics so popular that if you
yeah,
listen to Elon Musk, it seems like that physics should be the first subject that one should study.
yeah, no, I agree because like the domain, like having a science background or like a little inclination towards that does help in learning faster, I believe.
Okay.
Because we have that research oriented mindset and
Yeah.
everything we try to relate it to maths. So it's definitely an added bonus for me. So.
Okay, that's interesting. So, Sanya, lot many time we see people asking about that when how to make the career move. And for example, you being in, so how many years you were in academia before moving into corporate job?
Around 5 years.
Oh,
So
that's a long time. So how did you move? Like people, it's quite difficult, like changing pathways. People
yeah,
have done it, I have done it, but still there is some complexity to it, right?
yeah, actually, yeah, but I I really wanted something like I wanted to keep on working. So I started with I started pursuing a certification course first in data science, and
Okay.
then the same place from where I was pursuing the certification, they had that option of upgrading it to a diploma of 1 year. And
Okay.
I was like, now I've completed 1 year of diploma, so might as well, just finish up the masters. So, but I wanted to point out that in the very first 6 months of my, like into 3 months into the certification course, I had a job. But that was like I was just firing like random emails on LinkedIn because none of my peers also were in this sector that I could, ask for a referral or something. So, but I got very lucky with this company because they were looking, they were really giving chances to freshers. Like they were sort of betting on the people and not on the degrees per se. So my science background really impressed the person. So I think that is why the CEO gave me a chance, but I got very lucky there, I must say. But other than that, even the programs, if you join some certification or something, and if one can like really keep on toes with the GitHub profile and like work on their portfolios, I think making that shift is much more will be much more easier as compared to if you are just like firing random emails on LinkedIn. But because I got lucky, but I know that's not really the case with everyone.
Okay. So
So
did you create your GitHub profile before joining the company?
I was actually in the process of, I had just added like one program or something in the GitHub profile.
Okay.
And in my interview, I was basically kept as a person who can like basically just make data science reports, like just the visualization part of it, and just like making sense of the data. Because as a physicist, that is something I used to do as well. So, and upon my insistence only was I given the title of data science. Actually, I wasn't expected to know any of those things because I was barely into the role. So, but like eventually, when I got into the company and progressed, and like really prove my mettle that I can work with Python. I can like work with SQL and everything. That is when I was actually like, okay, let's give her more roles, more data science roles. But before that, I was just making reports. So after that, like it's now that I finally started working on my GitHub profile. Now that I want to move to ML. So yeah.
That's interesting. So, if I break down the strategy which has worked for you, so probably when we make some move, there are some things which just happen to us, and we think we were coincidentally there. First of all, I could see that you are having such a deep learning attitude that you can pick up the good things very critically, right? Not many people are able to do that. So that's one. Second, you got in touch with a company which was looking for good talent and they were not bothered about the degree or their background. This is
Mm.
also so basically I've created a strategy which is called Vikas Industry Quadrant. So I highlight these companies as a separate segment of companies, that there is a segment of companies which are really good companies and they are only looking for the talent. They are not looking for the background, other things like you are from a tier 1 college or a tier 2 college or marks and these kind of things. They are only looking for your technical abilities and the things that you can work out. So that's the second thing. Third thing, though you did not work on your GitHub profile, but you have found out that if you can prove your metal, uh, as an engineer, the metal that we have is that what is the kind of work that we have done. So now you're working on your GitHub profile. So I think considering those three things, and I'm sure I would like to highlight the fourth thing as well, which has worked for you, is that though you were given the basic work, but sometimes people what they do, they don't start with the basic work. They always think that unless I get this kind of work, I will not join. But what you did, you worked well and you proved yourself that I am eligible for the great work as well. And that's how you started getting the. So it may seem things are
Mm.
like coincidentally happened, but you planned it well, and that then the coincidence occurred, right?
I should hope so because I got some good advices from some of my cousins. So I think I was lucky there because they said that just, get into the field. And once you spend prove your, like do your 6 months, 1 year of mehnat, like just really get into the
Yeah.
profile, no matter what they're paying you, even if it's an internship, just
Yeah.
go ahead with it. And then slowly after 1 or maybe 2 years, you will be able to choose the companies you're working for. But thankfully, this company is really good. I mean, it's just growing. It was a startup when I joined, and now it's a team of 50 people, but it's growing very well. So it's giving me like remote job opportunities. So I think I'm going to stick with the company. It really looks after its employees. So
Okay,
yeah,
that's
I
that's
got
that's
lucky there.
that's great. So actually, I do provide consultancy services to professionals. So I will give you just two advices. I see probably that can be helpful to you. One, in the in this industry, when we are looking for top companies, sometimes top companies have exceptional way of recruitment. So, for example, the tier one companies like FANG companies that we talk about, Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google. So the top world's best companies. So probably you can participate in competitions like Kaggle, and there are other such competition at the international level which keep on happening. So have you been participating in any such competitions?
No, not really, not right now.
So, so whatever you are doing, keep that momentum. I'm just saying, and as an additional level. So, for example, if you participate there and if you could prove your strength there, then it is easy to highlight in your resume or your LinkedIn profile, right? Compared to saying that I've worked on those many things, Kaggle and these type of platforms provides a good opportunity to show your thing. That's one. Second, I always recommend people that keep on giving interviews for these tier one companies so that you will understand their recruitment process. Because, for example, in my case, I was earlier working in a service company and then I moved to product company after 4 years, and I got to know that uh, the coding interview is a very checklist type of requirement there. So even if whatever profile I want to join in, there will be first 1 or 2 rounds on coding interview, right? I'm not sure about, I think that holds true for data scientists as well to some extent, that there might be even a basic coding level thing. So that itself is a separate skill. It may not just come under the data science and that sort of skill. So whatever is the requirement for your profile for the tier 1 company, just be updated on that aspect. And I would say just keep giving those interviews, keep applying. If some interview happens, then you get to know, or probably keep searching on internet that what are their interview criterias. That's a different type of preparation, but it yields good result in 1 to 2 years that I've seen happening.
Okay, right. I'll take up your advice on this.